Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com here with match number 3 with the UG Temple. Yes, we like to play first. I can't keep this hand. This has no lands. We'll ship it back. This one's is even worse with no lands in 6. Gonna be one of these games we're most likely going to lose the game 1. Mulligan to 5 has a very, very terrible win percentage. I guess we just keep this. It's not what you want to see out of a 5-land hand. I'd really like to see 2 and 2 playables. I guess you'd win if this was like a Young Wolf, or a Strangleroot Geist would be a little bit better than the Young Wolf. We can just start off with the Wooded Foothills for a regular forest is fine for the experiment 1. But this is, we're in dire straits here. I especially on the play with a mulligan to 5 is where it gets a lot worse. So Misty Rainforest could be any deck. And don't like seeing that second Rapid Hybridization. We'll get in there for 1. It's going to be nice if we get a Strangleroot Geist off the top. Will be really good. Or a Young Wolf. Either one of them. And it's going to be probably Rug Delver is what uses Misty Rainforest a lot. We also have a Rug Twin list. I don't know if they quite use the Thought Scours, but it looks like it's going to be some sort of Delver. Or Storm. Alright, it's going to be Storm. And unfortunately, I think we have to Rapid Hybridization that. I don't know if we need to do it right now. No, we don't. I think we can bait out 1 damage here. Of course, that's not a good draw with another land. Dowdy blocks. Yep, we get in there for free. 1 damage, and unfortunately, we will have to Rapid Hybridization. The Electromancer gives him a 3/3 to start beating us down with. Not a lot of interaction with Storm. Yeah, I think he just keeps his back. As a Storm player, you're going to combo off in 1 turn. We'll bring in Beast Within's. I guess, I don't know if Beast Within actually does much either. Frustrating hit that last another land. I guess we should have just Windswept Heath, and I wouldn't have been in this position to draw the land. Most likely. But we'll just pass the turn, and most likely die on this next turn. It's turn 4 where Storm pretty much consistently goes off without any interaction. I guess we did kill the Electromancer, and there still isn't a Pyromancer Ascension anywhere in sight. He might be a little bit land flooded, but eventually if they just get enough lands, they don't need any of those cards. And he missed the land drop, but that's probably bad news, not good news for us, because it means more relevant cards in his hand. Now, Mana Leak's okay. Mana Leak can counter a Manamorphose. I'm sure it's just going to be a Thought Scour or a Desperate Ritual at end of turn. Peer of the Depths, I'll just let him have it. It doesn't get him an Electromancer or a Pyromancer's Ascension, but it does get him a Gitaxian Probe. And there's the Probe. Sees the Mana Leak. Again, Mana Leak isn't going to be very good here. Even if I Mana Leak, he could even bait me out of a Pyromancer's Ascension by Mana Leaking. Another Thought Scour. Finds another Electromancer. And yep, just going to let these happen. No point to Mana Leak any card that's not relevant. I think at this point he's just looking to drop another land. The deck does run between 14 and 18 lands depending on the build. And so far, we're getting really lucky that it's even gone this far. He just drops a Desperate Ravings. Another Experiment 1. This deck is actually becoming quite frustrating for me to play when you get any sort of duplicates and no way to evolve. Not really. I think the Cloudfin Raptors might be the card that I dislike the most out of this deck, and would rather have just another relevant fast creature card that evolves the Experiment 1. That's going to get leaked. Unfortunately, have to. But he's in no danger. We need to draw a Strangleroot Geist. And he still is able to kill off an Experiment 1 if that's the case. Could be some sort of main board of Dispel. Highly doubt it. Storm usually puts all their pieces, like it's a one-sided deck. They care what's happening on their side of the field. They don't really care what's happening on yours. So if you put in cards like Dispel, you're playing more reactionary Magic, and it makes your combo deck that much weaker, that less likely to be able to just go off on the turn 3 or turn 4 that you want it to. Pretty Crazy is still only at 3 lands. Well, that's a great one to draw. We can snag his Frog Lizard and get in there for at least 2. Yeah, we need that Young Wolf. Strangleroot Geist, of course, would be the ideal one. If we win this, we are one of the luckiest people alive. Looks like another Pyramid Ascension is going to come down. There's nothing I can do against it. He might just be Desperate Ravings. Desperate Ritual. He's going to try to attempt to go off here. Yeah, he just spliced a Desperate Ritual onto a Desperate Ritual. Have a hard time seeing him not going off, other than he's got to have a Manamorphose in his hand. And he could just miss. There's the Manamorphose. And I think I have to Rapid Hybridize that now. But he's still has plenty of mana. And that ruins my futures for... Okay, he's going to use a Pass in Flames, and he should be able to get me here. Other than it doesn't have the greatest graveyard or mana. He can pump back up with Desperate Ritual. But he could easily miss here because there's not a lot of draw spells. Not a lot of draw spells whatsoever. But he might just have 17 through a Grape Shot. This will add the blue again for the Thought Scour. There's his 4th Electromancer. There's the playset. And that should be able to find him. He needs to find another Manamorphose. Pyretic Ritual, again, isn't the strongest at this moment. It will ramp him some more. And Blood Moon was an easy one for him to pitch. There's his blue source with the Sulphur Falls. He does hit it, so... Serum Visions, but he's out of blue again. He needs to find the Manamorphose. Or even just clearing my board now with a Grape Shot will work. There's Grape Shot. 20 spells cast before this, so that is... He had 20? I guess so. All right, that's enough damage to take us out. So, Storm was able to get us there. I think we'll bring in the Scavenging Ooze. Like, even the Rancors here are quite fast. I don't like the Cloudfin Raptor. I just think it's too slow in this particular matchup to be evolved. Boon Satyr is slow too. I think Dispels are fine. We can Dispel particular instant spells. I'm not sure if that's that necessary. Vines are useless. They can pump, but that's about it. Beast Withins are fine. Remands are actually really good. Vapor Snags are going to be the card that I don't like, even though we can Vapor Snag his Goblin. But I do want, I think Beast Withins might just be better than a Pongify. Just a couple of them. We'll remove 3 and keep this list. Maybe Boon Satyr. We'll keep 1 Boon Satyr. And we'll submit this. He doesn't have a lot of a sideboard. I think he might just take out a Blood Moon versus me. The main board Blood Moon is a little bit awkward, but I guess there's enough decks in the format right now that it hits. Yes, I like to play first. We're back to this game. And I'll keep it. It's probably not going to get there. But it does provide some sort of aggression versus the Storm. So, and Dispel's weird, though, because I don't know if I really care to Dispel much. He has a lot of sorcery speed cards, actually, so Dispel's not nearly as good as I would think, because Thought Scour hits Manamorphose, though, which is actually quite relevant. So we need some help here. We need to avoid drawing lands. Needed that last turn. We'll go ahead and thin out some more. And I hope he did bring in Lightning Bolts. They're very bad versus us. Get in there for that initial 2. Yes, we got to keep the tempo up. So I'd like to actually draw into a Pongify, and then like a Mana Leak Remand, etc., etc. Good news was that he didn't have a first turn play, and you do want a Serum Visions, Gitaxian Probe play on the first. If this is yeah, Electromancer is going to be rough. Need a way to kill that. Ugh. Another land. Thin it out some more. And attacking with the Strangleroot Geist. And we could actually just die here. That's how efficient Storm is with a Goblin Electromancer that we cannot kill. So I need to dispel the Manamorphose, I would assume. And neither of those are very relevant to his strategy. He actually wants to get Gitaxian Probe in the bin, I would assume. I wonder if he's afraid about a Mana Leak. Another This guy draws the Electromancers like crazy. So you can safely just kill an Electromancer. Well, that's a land. Down to a 13. But I'm assuming we're going to lose this one. You can't mull and then draw. Keep a 5-lander and then draw 2. Doesn't work that way in Magic. And he's got just plenty of mana. He doesn't even need cards. We need to counter any sort of card draw possible. Getting lucky that Apartment's Ascension isn't out, but even instant... Yeah, this is only instant speed. Probe, he's going to see that I have very weak hand. And he might actually just go for it here. An Ooze off the top would be pretty decent too. We could eat his graveyard. With 2 Electromancers, though, I'm not even quite sure that eating his graveyard is that would even keep him away. I mean, it keeps him off of Pyromancer's Ascension. Pongify's fine. I don't know if I want to kill my own Strangleroot Geist, though. If I'd just rather have a young wolf be Pongified. He's gonna make this trade. Now I could Pongify his other Electromancer, though. No, I think he's fine on mana. Well, because they only need one Electromancer. Do I Pongify the Electromancer? That's a question. Well, this is as good a time as any to Dispel. And I think I will Pongify it. Now he's out of Electromancer. He's not going to go that route. But it does allow him to kill the Strangleroot Geist. And I don't have Vapor Snags to deal with it. So maybe that was my only hope to Pongify my Young Wolf and attack in that way. But he's down to just 2 cards left in his deck. And an Anger. So he's down to just top deck mode. We need an Ooze off the top. Not a Pongify. He doesn't have the greatest amount of cards in his graveyard either. Young Wolf's fine. It'll provide some aggression. 3 cards now. Let's just hope it doesn't put a counter. It does put a counter, so that's no good. We gotta avoid the Parma's Ascension from getting up to 2 counters, because that's with that amount of mana that he can go through his entire deck easily. But we get to at least do 5 damage next turn. And there's a beast within that we can take out as Parliament's Ascension. Or be able to do exactly lethal the next turn, so I'm not quite sure. Yeah, he didn't have it last turn. I doubt he'll have it this turn. I don't think we beast his Parliaments. We beast our own land. And then try. Yeah, he just drew another land. I think we're fine here. Which is crazy. Probably should just kill a basic. Could have bolts. And we'll get in here for, hopefully, lethal. He's going to try to go off here. It's Grape Shot, though, so it's not sorcery speed. Yeah, all right. So we pulled that off. Well, luckily. Oh, I still don't think Vapor Snag comes in. Or Boon Satyr. Or the Raptors. Well, maybe the Raptors for the Dispel. Well, Dispel still seemed relevant, though. And it worked last game. Does Rancor provide enough damage, though? I just don't think it does. I think I'd rather have a Cloudfin Raptor or just even a Boon Satyr at this point. I mean, it does give something +2/+0, and it does evolve. I haven't drawn one yet. I definitely don't like the Cloudfin. We'll keep in the Rancors. Maybe just get rid of a Dispel. I'm going to submit this. Okay, this is a good one. This is a really good one. We have a lot of action versus Storm, especially it's the Scavenging Ooze is just really good. He keeps his 7. He likes his 7. He'll probe. See my Ooze. See, he has to play around the Ooze. We just start munching up the graveyard as soon as possible with the Ooze. So I'd actually like to draw into as many lands as possible. Now we get to see how bad our chances are with double probe here. So he's got Empty the Warrens. Ooh, he's going to go for the Empty the Warrens with a Desperate Rape. Oh, he's got... This is a really, really terrible... I don't know why he kept this Storm hand. This is not what you want to see in Storm. It's going to be hard for him to get up to Empty the Warrens. He's going to hope that Empty the Warrens gets him there. I think we'll just keep the Gitaxian Probe for next turn to see what he draws into. But I mean, he might just be trying to empty the Warrens for a few to stabilize him. So he's in a grape shot for 1. Interesting. He's going to go out on the empty the Warrens plan. And at this point, we need to get Gitaxian Probe to see if he has a way to get rid of the Ooze. He doesn't. Desperate, and he drew a Pass in Flames, so that was really bad. So we'll Ooze here. He has 1 turn to deal with an Ooze before, at least to get it up to a 3/3. He could go for an empty the Warrens here. He could get 4 tokens out. But I don't think that's the right line of play. Yep. That's what he's going to do. It's just going to put 4 guys. That's not going to provide enough aggression. At least I don't think it is. Strangleroot Geist. I'd rather just keep up Mana Leak. Possibly not. We have a Dispel that we can... And we will be attacking in with the Strangleroot Geist. Get one of those tokens out of the way. So he does have Pass in Flames, and 2 unknowns. Here I kind of just want to get a breeding pool to have another source. I think it's worth it. And we're going to exile the... Gitaxian Probe is probably the best card out of his graveyard to get rid of. And he's going to return target. Okay, that's fine. It still gets rid of it. Draws him a card, though. And we're just allowed to recast it this turn, which I will do with the Ooze. And even get in here with the Strangleroot Geist again. See if he wants to put 2 goblins in front of it. To me, that's a good trade. Those are blockers. I have to get through them somehow. And it also gives me 2 cards in my graveyard for the Anger of the Gods to keep my Ooze alive. So he's going to probe. I think probe's fine. Get rid of the Strangleroot Geist to make our guy big. All right, so he's out of the realm of being bolted. There's another source of mana. And here I think we'll just get into for 4. I don't think he blocks. Well, he does block. Okay. We'll use our white sources, or our green sources. There's no reason not to. You just take the key cards here. You take the Pyretic Ritual. You take the Gitaxian Probe. He can have the rest. So he's getting lands, which I guess is okay. Pass in Flames, 3 unknown. I think we just remand this. And that's fine. He can have a Pyromancer's Ascension that's not going to do anything. Because we are, again, just going to eat every relevant card. Kill a Grape Shot at this point. Take him down to a 10. Now, he's going to try to get counters on the Pyromancer's Ascension, but most likely not going to be able to do that. Take out those two cards. I mean, there's two win conditions out of the way. Don't even know if he's running anymore. Boon Satyr's kind of nice here. Do I flash it in or not? I don't. I think I just do. Yeah, it's just no matter how, it's going to be two turn attacks. So we'll flash it in a turn if we need to. And even with the Pyromancer's Ascension, we have Mana Leak and Dispel. So that is going to get Mana Leaked. That's going to get Dispelled. Oh, it didn't even priority back? That is ridiculous. After it went to the graveyard. I guess I should have held priority? I don't know how it would have done. Anyone in the comment, let me know how I could have got priority back in a turn after a cast that. I thought you should. It's the same problem having with Collected Company. You can't respond to Collected Company right now on MTGO. Like, if you let it resolve, you can't respond to the cards coming into play on the end step before it passes it back over. So I made him, right there though, I made him a decision. He had to either flashback the Desert Ravings immediately or pay 3 mana for it. I think he made the right decision here. Pyromancer's Ascension is never going to go online. We'll leak this. Oh, maybe I have to use a correct mana source. Oh, duh. He can just cast the... Yeah, that was done with me. But we get a Desperate Ritual out of the way. So he'll be able to pay for the Manamorphose. But he's only down to 2 mana. Which I have a hard time thinking he can go off with just that. Ugh. Well, he'll find another one. Puts a counter on it, but again, the 2 of his cards are going to be... And if we get rid of most of the Gitaxian Probes and most of the Manamorphoses, he's drawing really, really dead. Are you kidding me? Well, let's see if he can go off. Jeez. I got baited out of that the wrong way. I shouldn't have tried to mana leak that, I guess. He's got a lot of... No. See, he's in desperation mode here, though. So he has to go Past in Flames. Which copies it twice, whoop-de-doo. And his Manamorphose has to hit. I think it's going to be extremely unlikely for this to go off with just a Manamorphose. But we'll see if it does. Yeah, Electromancer's dead. It does allow him to block, though, which he has to do. I guess he doesn't have to. But if he doesn't, then I win here. You know, I should just Rapid. No, Rapid doesn't work either. Alright, so Electromancer dies. We'll exile it. Exile this. Beast Within his Pyromancer's Ascension. Gives him a blocker, but I don't care. He has to block with it, he can't attack. Don't even know if I care about... Yeah, Pyromancer's Ascension he can't get back, so... We'll attack him with the Ooze. He'll block with the Beast. And again, he's got one of the... There's a Thought Scour himself. There's his last Manamorphose. That's all of them. So we'll get rid of a Thought Scour and a Manamorphose. And that's going to be game in a turn here. Alrighty. Woo! Beat the storm. We'll go on to one more match. This has been Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching Playing on a Budget. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Gathering Magic and check out our Playing on a Budget playlist, which contains every episode. Thanks again and hope to see you soon.